Hey YouTube, so yesterday I removed my YANMAR 1GM10 from my Catalina 27-foot sailboat. This was done using 2 ladders, a heavy-duty pole, and a couple come-alongs, as well as a socket set, a set of screwdrivers, and some various hand tools, including snips and needle nose pliers. So the previous owner had disconnected the starter, the wiring harness, the battery, the air filter housing, the water filter housing, and the alternator, as well as the exhaust system. And so for removing the motor, you will have to disconnect all of these things. You're going to want to remove the lag bolts connecting the engine mounts to the hull. You're going to want to remove the 4 flange bolts connecting the prop shaft to the transmission. Next, I went on to removing the fuel system. First thing that I removed was the fuel return line connecting the tank to the injector. Once that was removed, I removed the fuel inlet line that connects the primary pump to the fuel filter housing. Once these 2 fuel lines were removed, I disconnected and removed the fuel filter housing. There's 2 cables connecting to the throttle handle. One of them goes to the transmission and the other one goes to the throttle on the engine. I removed these at the throttle handle as the connections inside of the motor were hard to get at where it was at, and I needed to have them removed anyhow for cleaning and lubricating when I get home. And so once I removed the motor, I found that it was too heavy to lift out of the boat. So what I did is I got a heavy-duty pole that I had laying around, and I used 2 ladders, and I put the pole in between the 2 ladders, and then I used 2 small chain come-alongs to hoist the motor up. And then when I needed to move the motor, I would just use the other come-along to come along it along the pole, which worked quite well. I was able to get it out of the boat onto the deck, and then from the deck onto the dock, and then from the once I got it onto the land, I was able to get it into the back of my truck using this method as well. And then right now I'm using the same method, except for I'm using a fence instead of another ladder to put it onto my workbench, where I'll be working on cleaning it up and getting it fixed up. Hopefully this helps someone out there that's looking to do the same thing. I know it can be difficult to try to get that motor out of the boat, especially when you're doing it with limited hands. So anyways, hopefully this helps.